Living legend Zlatan Ibrahimovic comes to the silver screen. Mutsu Kawamori via www.amago-images.de. Even though he's still an active player, a new film premiering Friday is attempting to tell the story of Swedish footballer Zlatan Ibrahimovic by focusing on the star's childhood growing up in a poor part of the city of Malmö. Ibrahimovic, Sweden's most successful player, still plays for AC Milan at age 40, and is known for his bravado and swagger, standing in contrast to his typically more humble compatriots. After starting out with Sweden's Malmö FF in 1999, he has gone on to play for major teams including Ajax, Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester. Pitched as a true underdog story, the movie Jag Ar Zlatan, I Am Zlatan, which premieres Friday, is based on the autobiographical book of the same name, but director Jens Sjögren told AFP that he wanted to hone in on the player's early years. When I read the first chapters of the book I thought of my own childhood, Sjögren said, adding that by focusing on the young Zlatan the movie is likely to appeal to not just those who have followed Ibra's football career. Even though Zlatan had a rough childhood at times, we have all been children and struggled with different things, the 45-year-old director said. For Sjögren, it was important for the film to also tell the story from a child's perspective. What he's experiencing, we get to experience, but when there's things he doesn't hear or doesn't understand, then we as spectators shouldn't understand that either, he said. The film starts following Zlatan from about age 12, when he struggled in school. It also shows him moving away from his mother and in with his father, before moving on to his first years as a professional player at Malmö and Ajax. The perhaps somewhat daunting task of portraying a still-living icon on screen was given to first-time actors Dominic Badriktari Andersson, 15, and Granit Rashidi, 22, who are both playing Zlatan at different ages. He's a great footballer, one of the best in the world. He's a legend, so it's of course a big honor for us to play him, Rashidi told AFP. As a former promising young footballer himself, though he had to retire after an injury, Rashidi said Zlatan had already been an inspiration to him. I've played football all my life, so he's been a big part of my life and my own football career. So I've taken a lot from him, Rashidi said. Both Rashidi and his younger co-star are, just like Zlatan himself, from Scania in Sweden's far south. I haven't always played football, but he's been a role model in other ways. Like his demeanor and what he's like as a person. We are roughly from the same area, the same city Malmö. So he's been a great role model, Andersson told AFP. When the shooting of the movie was finished, the two young actors also had the opportunity to meet Zlatan in Milan. Before we started recording the movie, I thought that Zlatan was pretty tough, he almost looked scary. But when I met him, he was very kind, he was very charming and joked around. He got me to relax and all the nervousness just disappeared, Andersson said. It was like meeting a living legend that you've looked up to. Friday's arrival of the film to cinemas is reserved for Zlatan's home country of Sweden. More countries will follow though in the coming weeks. While Zlatan's status as the greatest football player Sweden has ever produced is undisputed in his home country, his star in his hometown of Malmö has faded somewhat. Just months after a statue of the local hero was erected in Malmö, it became the target of multiple acts of vandalism after Ibrahimovic announced that he was buying a stake in Stockholm-based club Hammarby, Malmö's rivals. Seen as a betrayal by fans, the statue has been spray-painted, knocked over and parts of it have been sawn off.